behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello everybody. It's Palm Mash TV time once again. Thank you for joining us. And we got another great interview coming up for you in just a moment. But before we get into that, if you like the episode, feel free to hit subscribe and click the bell. And anytime we get a new interview ready for you, you'll be notified. You can check that out and leave a comment on the comment section. We'd love to hear from you there. And if you're on Facebook, go to facebook.com/PalmMashTV. And feel free to like the page, inbox us, comment, and everything you see there. We'd also love to hear from you there. And we'd love to hear from you in email too. Just go to palmmashtv, all one word, @gmail.com. And it's not just for bands or solo artists that want to be on the show, but if you're a fan, you can use that same email address. We'd love to hear from you there. And we're going to recap all this for you at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Raleigh, North Carolina, we have Xavier, and another talented artist, obviously. And I think you're really going to like this guy, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, here's a quick word for a click jam. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Okay, it's interview time again, and with us from Raleigh, North Carolina, we have Xavier. Thanks for joining us, Xavier.
Hey, man, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
Well, we're glad to have you here today. Why don't you tell us about your story, about how you got into the music business? I mean, I'm sure it's a great story, and everyone has their own story too, so let's hear your story.
So I'll tell you what, man, it was maybe 16 years old. I was in high school, and I just got into rap. I just got into hip hop. My style has evolved since then, and I do a lot more than just that, but that's where I started. And I made my first ever song in high school, and it was a remix to Rack City. And I'll tell you what, that shit was god awful. That was probably the worst thing that ever disgraced this earth. But man, I was proud of it. I wanted to be a musician, and I put it out, and there was a lot of people that was talking real mad shit on it. And I mean, good reason. It wasn't good. Like, the quality of it wasn't good. Like, it was fair from what they said, but the way they came about it was absolutely wrong. It was very discouraging. So I actually quit for about 2 years. And then 2 years later, I just said, fuck it, man. I don't care what any of these guys think. I don't care what anybody thinks about anything that I put out. So I'm just going to do my own style. And ever since then, I've faced a lot of adversity in this game. I've got a very unique style. And, I've been pushing through for 6 years now. And 6 years later, everything's starting to turn around. And my uniqueness is what's making me get more noticed. My uniqueness is giving me that buzz that I've been looking for so long. And with this album I'm about to put out, I'm telling everyone, this is my ticket, man. This is my ticket.
Well, that's quite a story, and I'm glad you're doing what you do, making people happy with your music, and that's what it's really all about,
Exactly.
So why don't you tell us something about the influences you grew up with in the music industry that motivated you?
First, my favorite band in the world, System of a Down. Serge Tankian, Darian Malakian, both of them just blew my mind as a kid. I thought they were the craziest artists. They were out there with these crazy guitar riffs. They put so much thought into their music. They're masters of music theory. They add pop into rock. They make all these weird jumbled sounds throughout their songs. It was just so unique, and I thought that was so cool. And they're really one of my biggest influences. And I use a lot of rock in my hip hop, and I use a lot of pop in it too. So they really helped me kind of come to terms with myself as well. I'm a big fan of Eminem, Tech Nine. There's some of the great rappers out there. I love J. Cole. I love Kendrick Lamar. Lyricism. Their lyricism is phenomenal as well. Chris Cornell, Freddie Mercury. It's just a huge mix. Black Bear, Mac Miller. Like, I like to take these styles that I love and just combine them together, and just, I got a playlist with all of them in it, and it's the wackiest sounding playlist because it'll jump from some crazy fucking rock and roll down to some beautiful like soul music, and it's crazy, man. But I think an artist is a mashup of everything.
Yeah, and of course you mentioned a couple legends there. Obviously Eminem and Freddie Mercury of Queen. You know, I mean that you can't go wrong with Queen. You know, they're, like I said a minute ago, they're legends. So
exactly. I just learned Bohemian Rhapsody on the piano. I got everything down. It's fucking hard song, man.
Yeah, it's a great song, and it's probably a classic of theirs. So why don't you tell everybody exactly, if they want to get your music, how would they do it? Is it on all streaming platforms? I know you don't have physical copies, but if you do, you can volunteer that as well.
It's on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, Amazon Music. Everything has my music on it. So if you want to go look it up, it's just Xavier, Xavier. Now there's a couple Xaviers out there, so until I make that breaking point, you might have to type in my album name too. So just go type in Alice. Alice is based off Alice in Wonderland. So just go type that in. You're going to find me.
Okay. Well, get out there and get his music, Xavier. I know he would love you for that. And I'm sure that you're really going to love it. And speaking of that, we're going to play one of your music videos now again, called Marooned Again. And it's a very awesome song, obviously. Is there a story behind this song?
Yeah, so actually the theme of this album is based off one of my favorite video games as a child, Majora's Mask. We took a lot of the music from that game and was influenced off of it throughout some of the beats. And there's a crazy fan theory out there that Majora's Mask is themed after the 5 stages of grief. So this song is about the stage of grief, depression. And there was a long time ago where I was going through a lot of stuff, and this song was just inspired through that. And with my new relationship that I'm in now, a lot of my faults came through there in the beginning of it. And there were some things that I was doing that I wasn't happy doing. And this song is just facing those demons and just saying, hey, whatever I do, please understand it's just been part of me for so long, and I'm going to change for you. So just take my hand and go and dive.
Okay. Well, as I said a minute ago, it is a great song, and I know everyone's dying to hear it. We'll get to that in just a moment. But Xavier, we want to thank you for coming on the show. We'd love to have you back a second time if you'd like to have anything to plug for us.
Sounds good to me, man.
Okay, and here's Marooned Again by Xavier right here on Paul Mash TV, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
I always have the fans' attention, what is it for? Curved 100 bitches that see nothing but gold. I could have the fame, my name engraved in the world, but what's the T on X's future if he's alone? See, smart people control other smart people. Stupid people act so stupid. Love can make you oh so dumb. Oceans can never be trusted. Waves do as they please. It's not your fault. You hold me to show. Plugging on my heartstrings, you could ride a bossa nova. All the times that I've been lied to, that's a mood I need no longer. Please understand why I overreact at times. I only need you, baby, nothing but you. Take my hand and go and if you picking up after this fool, no matter what I go accuse you of, you shutting me down when you're broke. You've been nothing to me but an angel, girl. Been grounded to death but I made a pearl. My problems and your responsibility, baby. Held my head on, you changed my world. Every drink that I take lately tastes like my regrets, maybe. Tell me once again, I hold on. Love me till the end. It's not your fault. Was marooned again. try. Just stay with me till the tide is over. Plugging on my heartstrings, you could ride a bossa nova. All the times that I've been lied to, that's a mood I need no longer. Please understand why I overreacted times. I only need you, baby, nothing but you. Take my hand and go and dive. Take my hand and go and dive. Just take my hand and go and dive.